610 additional practice, again, looking to see if two triangles are similar based on angle-angle criterion, or two pairs of congruent angles. We're on page 69 in your packet. 610 additional practice. Here we go. Okay? We need to find or determine, are these two triangles similar? Now, if you can't see the two triangles, hey, just trace. Go from X to Y to Z. So there's triangle XYZ. And then we've got triangle XJK. So we've got those two triangles there. They want us to find the measure of angle K. Well, K is right down here. So we know the three interior angles. So 59 plus 89 plus, and I'll just put a K there for angle K, equals 180. What happened to the handy dandy calculator? Here it is. 59 plus 89 equals 148. So those two together, 148. And you know what the next step is. Subtract 180 minus 148. 180 minus 148. There it is, 32 degrees. Okay? They also want us to find, oh no, oh my. It says measure of angle K, measure of angle K, measure of angle K. My bad. Okay? Basically, doggone it. Okay, they just wanted us to write expressions here. I was getting all kinds of excited. Either way, we found this to be 32 degrees. It's all good. Triangle XYZ and triangle XJK. Are they similar or are they not? Well, if this was 32, do they have two pairs of congruent angles? No. Because, why? There are not two congruent angles. Questions on that? Okay, let's move on. It says, if triangle ABC and triangle EDC are similar, what is the value of x? So it's telling us basically, hey, if they are, what's the value of x? So let's find a pair of angles that we would say are congruent. Well, let's just look at how they're named. Angle A and angle E. Are we given that information there? No, so let's not use that. How about let's look at B and D. Angle B, here's angle B, angle D. There's two angles. If they're similar, they're congruent. Well, if they're congruent, they're equal. So let's write an equation that says those two things are equal. Solve it. Find the value of x. That's what we got to do. Okay? Well, start with your smaller of the two coefficients. Take it away. So I'm going to take 2x away. That leaves me with 1 hanging out here by itself. I'm left with 1x there minus 22. Next step, isolate the variable term. Get rid of this constant term with it. So I'm going to add 22. If I add 22, 1x is equal to 23. Do we have to do anything more? Nope. It just says find the value of x. Next up, are these two triangles, XYZ and GHI, are they similar? Explain. Well, first off, visually, we can see that angle Y and angle H are the same. So there's one pair. Now I got to find a second pair. Well, let's find this angle right here. Well, to find this angle, 45 plus 104 plus this missing angle is equal to 180. Let's find it. Add those two together. This is 149. Take and subtract 149 from 180. Okay? I can do it in my head. Can you? X is equal to 31. So this angle right here, 31 degrees. What does that prove? Hey, we've got one pair of angles. Now we have two pairs of angles that are congruent. So are these two triangles similar? Yes. How do we know? We can just write AA criterion, which is just stating, hey, they have two pairs of congruent angles. Okay, moving on down. Boom. Are these two triangles congruent? Well, once again, we just have to determine. Okay, and if you're having trouble seeing the triangles, QRT, There's one triangle. Second triangle, GHI. Well, I see one pair of triangles, or angles that are the same, 31 and 31. Okay, so angle I is congruent to angle T. Okay, that's our first pair. Can we find a second pair? Well, let's see, can we figure out what angle H is? Well, inside of that purple triangle, we've got a 95, we've got a 31, and I'm going to put an H there to find the third one. Let's solve it. Combine. Well, those two together, 126 plus H equals 180. Okay, subtract 180 minus 126. Oh my goodness, it's what I thought it would be. H is 54, so this angle, 54 degrees. So what did we just prove? Angle R is congruent to angle H. Are those similar? Yes. How do I know? And again, I'm just going to put a criterion. Two pairs of angles that are congruent. Bingo, let's flip over to the back. Page 70 now in your packet. Are these two triangles similar? Well, making us work a little bit harder this time. We've got to find the value of x, use the value of x to determine angle measurements, and then see, do they have two congruent angles? Well, I'm going to use that relationship there. That relationship there shows vertical angles. Vertical angles are congruent. So I can set up an equation. 7x plus 12 equal to 9x. Solve. Well, it only gives us one option. We only have a variable term here, so take this variable term to the other side. Leaves us with 12, leaves us with 2x. We then divide by the coefficient of 2. X is equal to 6. We now have to use that value of x to determine the measures of these angles. So, 9x, well, what's 9 times 6? 54. This angle right here, 54 degrees. This angle, 10 times 6 is 60, plus 15 more, 75. This angle, 75 degrees. Okay, we can go here, 7 times 6, 42, plus 12 more, 54. Folks, we should have known those were going to be the same. They're vertical angles. They have to be the same. Okay? 15x. Well, 15 times 6. Well, 15 times 6. Hey, 1 times 10 is 6, or 10, or 6 times 10 is 60. 6 times 5 is 30. 15 times 6 is 90. Okay? We can then use these two interior angles to find a third one. So add those two together. 90 plus 54 equals 144. 180 minus 144. Boom. 36 degrees. We can stop there. Okay? They share one pair of angles. Well, 75 doesn't match 90 or 36. So are those similar? No. Why not? Hey, there is only one pair of congruent angles. That's it. Okay? There's only one pair. They're not congruent. Hey, Mr. Freaky probably wants you to skip the higher order thinking, but we're not going to. Okay? We need to determine, are these two triangles similar? Well, to determine if they're similar, we have to see, do they have two pairs of congruent angles? What do I know the three angles here add up to equal? You're right, 180. So, 45x plus 30x plus 15x. Those equal 180. Well, combine all these like terms. 45 plus 30, 75, plus 15, 90. This is 90x equal to 180. That means x, after I divide by that coefficient, x is equal to 2. Well, let's find the angle measurements. If x is equal to 2, 15 times x, that's 30 degrees. 45 times 2, this is 90 degrees. 30 times 2 is 60 degrees. Bingo, there's the first one. Let's look at the second one. Okay, once again, we know the 3 have to add up to equal 90. Or I'm sorry, 180. So we got 9y plus 6y plus 3y. Those 3 equal 180. Combine like terms. 9 plus 6, 15 plus 3 more, 18. 18y equal to 180. Divide by that coefficient. I like these one-step equations. That is equal to 10. So y is equal to 10. Well, take 6 times y. This is 60. 9 times y. That's 90 degrees. 3 times 10, 30 degrees. Now let's compare. Do they have 2 pairs of corresponding angles? Well, there's 30 degrees. There's a 30 degrees. Here's a 60 degrees. There's a 60 degrees. Are they similar? Yes. And once again, we can just use the explanation. Angle, angle, criterion. Boom. They have 2 pairs of congruent angles. They're similar. Moving on down. Let's look here. Triangle WSR. WSR. And triangle ZSP. ZSP. There's your triangles. How can you tell if they are similar? Well, we've got to determine if 2 angles are congruent. Oh, there it is. Letter C. Okay? 2 angles of WSR are congruent to 2 angles of ZSP. Okay? Second off, part B. Oh boy. Here we go. If angle R, so it tells us angle R, 110 degrees. Angle Z, here it is, 35 degrees. And angle PST, where is this letter T coming from? That must be saying PSZ. This must supposed to be a Z. Okay, this is 40 degrees. Is WSR and ZSP similar? Okay, well, all we got to do is determine, do they have 2 pairs of congruent angles? If this is 40 and this is 35, we can figure out this angle. 40 plus 35 plus, I'll just use P equal to 180. Solve these 2 together, 75. This is 180. Subtract the 75. Boom. P is 105. This angle, 105. Do they have 2 pairs of congruent angles? Well, this angle right here, because these are vertical, this is 40 degrees, so they have 1 pair of angles. Do they have a pair that's equal to 110? No. Nope. So, are they similar? Why? Only 1 pair of congruent angles. Okay? That takes care of the 610 additional practice. Head on to your Math Excel. Good luck on it. Bookwork, turn it in.